Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on this 4-hour time frame, because earlier today we finally broke through this descending line of resistance that Bitcoin has been trying to break for the last couple days, just chopping right below that level. Therefore, what should we be taking a look at next now that we have actually broken that descending line of resistance? Well, first of all, notice how we do now have a bit of an ascending trend line. So if we're talking about short-term moves in the price, well, so long as we are holding above that ascending trend line, Bitcoin is simply just trending up over time. And of course, the opposite is also very clear. If we were to break down below this ascending line of support, at the very least, that should be considered some kind of warning signal in the short term. I think the most important trend line, though, is to actually pay attention to this descending trend line that we just broke above, which as of the time of recording is sitting at about 94.6K. And in terms of resistance to the upside, what should we also be looking at? Well, for example, we do have this level right above the current price sitting at about 95.6K. And if we were to break through that, then next would be the 0.5 Fibonacci level sitting at 97,000. As far as some Fibonacci support to the downside, we could be looking at this 0.236 Fibonacci level sitting at 93.9K. And if we were to fall down below that, then the next big level of support is going to be this big level here from 93 all the way down to 91,000. So those are the most important levels to be watching right now. But there is, of course, more to consider. So let's first of all start off with the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. I want to first point towards this 1 year time frame, because notice how we still have close to $20 billion worth of long liquidations just sitting here at 90,000 US dollars in the Bitcoin price. Therefore, if we kind of get off this immediate short term, and we just look at this here, this looks to me like a double bottom. And if we were to now undercut this double bottom, so we get candle closes below this previous low sitting at about 92,000. Well, in that case, I would say at the very least, we are coming down to this 90,000 US dollar level, because that's where we have all of that liquidity. And there is even some liquidity as low, about $12 billion sitting at 86,000, roughly speaking. But if we were to break down below this 92K level, I would at the very least be expecting some short-term support around this 90K level, potentially even a bounce, because by then we will have swept so much of that liquidity already. Apart from that, if we take a look at this 1 hour time frame, so notice how we're back on the immediate short term here. So here we have a low, we have a high, we have a higher low, and then a higher high. So this is a bullish type of structure. And this here that we saw over the weekend, I think it is basically irrelevant unless we see an undercut of this previous low here at about 93.6K. To me, that would be the warning signal on these lower time frames here. So that is potentially something to take a look at. However, until then, I don't really see a reason to be extremely bearish on this 1 hour time frame. But of course, that is not financial advice. I'm simply telling you what I see in the charts, and you can do with that information what you like. Coming back to this Bitcoin liquidation heat map on the 1 week time frame, you can see that we do have a bunch of liquidity that piled up over the last week here. There's, for example, a lot of liquidity, about $150 million sitting at 96K, and most of the liquidity being to the upside at 98.9 thousand. As far as liquidity to the downside goes on this 1 week time frame, we do have a bunch of liquidity sitting around that previous low that I just mentioned, that higher low. So that is sitting at about 93.3K basically. And therefore, even if we continue this short-term move to the downside and we undercut this, make sure that you're actually waiting for confirmed candle closes, because it could just become a wick to end up sweeping some liquidity here and then just reversing to the upside from there. Lastly, guys, yesterday I actually uploaded my 300th video, and I didn't even notice before I made it. So I just wanted to recognize this. And yeah, 300 days pretty much every single day over the last year. In total, only missing a couple days and reaching close to 9,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I really want to thank you guys for this. And yeah, let's just keep on going. Hopefully I will end up reaching 10,000 subscribers one day. Honestly, I had no expectation that this was ever going to get anywhere close to this. So I really want to thank you guys for that. And hopefully we can just keep trading this bull run for a long time here. But regardless, I will keep making videos for a long time, even in the bear market. Either way, this has been today's market update. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.